Welcome to another episode of Back Nine Report. We want to welcome in Mike Mayer, good friend, chief editor, editor-in-chief of the Indiana Golf Journal. Mike, welcome back.
Thank you, Fred. Looking forward to being a part of today's show.
Hey, Mike, there was a rumor circulating a couple days ago that Brooks Koepka may want to return to the PGA Tour. Of course, the LIV is getting set to start this week down in Mexico at a tournament actually that used to be on the PGA Tour at Mayakoba. They've switched over now; they're an LIV event. But what are your thoughts about that? What do you think about you? Of course, you've known Brooks's father for a long time. You kind of watched Brooks grow up a little bit. What are your thoughts about maybe Brooks leaving LIV and maybe wanting to come back to the PGA Tour?
Well, I think I saw the same news report you did. I was a little shocked, but nothing surprises me these days. One thing I noticed about the story, there was no official comment from Liv or even Brooks denying that. So I'm not sure where the legalities stand, but I don't know what's motivated, if this is true, what's motivated, but I think that if you look at the PGA Tour, it's had a great start to the season. All the stars are shining, all of whom are peers of Brooks Koepka. They're in the limelight. They're getting world golf ranking points. Brooks is not, and I wonder if his competitive juices are swinging in gear, and he's thinking, no, I think I'd rather be on the PGA Tour and all that global television coverage, winning big deal events, and further etching my name in the history books. Because right now, the Live Tour is just a global exhibition.
Yeah, and they paid a lot of money. I mean, so like Brooks got $100 million to go over. I think it was over a 3-year period that gets paid out. So if he did want to leave the LIV, I'm sure there'd have to be some kind of a buyout of that contract of the money that they've paid him. Which, I mean, he's got the money, I'm sure, to pay it if he wants to, and he can make it back playing on the PGA Tour without a doubt. But you are taking a gamble there. I mean, he's got the money in his pocket. All he's got to do is stay at LIV and play for a couple more years. But the rumor kind of said that, when he decided to leave, he was, he had injury problems for a couple of years and wasn't able to compete at the top level like he likes to do. And he just felt the safe bet was to take the money and go to LIV. And, if his injuries still bothered him, then it was okay. He had the money in his pocket. But now, like you say, he sees these guys winning. He sees the Max Homa. He sees the John Rahm, Scotty Scheffler. He sees these guys winning, and he think I can beat those guys if I'm healthy. I should be out there. So I'm sure if you're a competitor at that level, that's kind of what you're thinking. But 33. If it's a 3-year deal with $100 million, is $33 million a year. He could walk away from the last 2 years and maybe pay a penalty for the first year or something. So he might be able to get out of that contract, possibly. But the other question is then, would the PGA Tour welcome him back with open arms? This is a guy that said, "Hey, sayonara, thanks for the memories, but I'm out of here." What would happen if he really wanted to return? Would he have status? Would they let him play? What do you think?
I think that's a $64,000 question. It would be a quite a coup.
That's $100 million question, Mike.
I'm dating myself with that term, the $64,000.
Yeah.
It's really the $64 million question, probably. But I'll throw it back to you. If you were the commissioner of the PGA Tour, Jay Monahan, what would you do if you were officially approached with a letter that says Brooks wants to rejoin the PGA Tour?
I'd welcome him back with open arms because that was a real shot against LIV. I may not like the guy. I may be pissed off because he left and all that stuff. But if I get a chance to grab one of those players, a top name, to come back to the PGA Tour, I'm going to grab it. I don't think that they can refuse it. Now, I don't think, he's a major champion winner. He's a multiple major champion. So they're not going to make him requalify. I don't think they're not going to make him go to the Corn Ferry Tour. They're not going to make him, Monday qualify and all this stuff. They'll probably give him some status. They might come out like a medical exemption. You get so many tournaments to win, like 6 tournaments to win what the last guy at the FedEx Cup won last year or something like that. Put some number on it. But there might be some kind of thing. And I wouldn't be surprised that they would say, well, listen, you've got to play in this event, you got to play in this event, but maybe not, because they got the designated events. If he plays the designated ones, then that meets the requirement too. So, but Mike, the bottom line is, if I got somebody like Brooks Koepka that would want to come back, even though I don't like it, I would welcome him back with open arms. What about you?
I would agree. He it's better to have an ally like that. You can call it a mental mulligan. And I think he's also looking at the fact that he's out of the top 50 for official world golf rankings. His recent wins in the PGA Championship and the U.S. Open give him exemptions probably just through this year in the Open and the Masters, because those wins in the PGA and the U.S. Open only last so long.
5 years.
Top five. Okay, so I think 18 may have been his last, so 19, 20, 21. This 23 may be the last year he may automatically qualify for the Open and the Masters. And then you're looking at 24, 25. If he's feeling healthy right now, he's thinking, I should be in the Masters. And if he gets back on that PGA Tour, he'll quickly pick up those world golf ranking points, get back in the top 50, make some good money, better money that's now out there thanks to the PGA Tour re-upping its purses. So in some respects, by taking that leave of absence, the money on the tour is where it should be. And if he goes back, he'll be a fan favorite and a big favorite to win these tournaments, especially if he's healthy.
We want to preface this discussion that it is all conjecture. It's based off rumors on social media. We don't know that Brooks Koepka really wants to come back. We'll see about that. But we want to kind of throw these things out there to get our listeners and our viewers a chance to think about that, and we'll see if Brooks actually comes back again. Before we leave, Mike, I want to urge all of our listeners to log on and read Ohio Golf Journal, Michigan Golf Journal, and Indiana Golf Journal. Just go to ohiogolfjournal.com or either one of the .com, and the magazines are there every month. Last month we featured Treetops as the featured article. Love Treetops. Talked to those people this week at a couple of golf shows actually that I went to. And also, I want to mention that Full Swing is now playing on Netflix, and it is absolutely outstanding. Mike, if you haven't watched any of that, I urge you to log on to Netflix. It's worth getting a Netflix account just to watch Full Swing. It's one of the best programs on golf that you will watch. I guarantee it. So anything else before we close this up, Mike?
No, I think we've covered it all. It'll be interesting to see what happens with LIV this week in Mexico. Will Brooks be in the field? Is he negotiating to try to return to the PGA Tour, or is this just conjecture? I don't know. But it certainly makes for good fodder around the campfire, so to speak. And either way, golf's going to go on. I just returned from a weekend down at French Lick in southern Indiana. The weather was gorgeous, even though it was late February. It was easily golfing weather. The courses were not open, but when they ring the bell, the people will come, and those courses will be ready for another great spring, summer, and fall down at French Lick.
Thanks, Mike. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching Back Nine Report TV.